Hey, so I got an email from Stephen Davis. He had a question about automatics, if they would be good to use out in the oil field. And my response was no, it's best not to get an automatic. You want to get a manual transmission. Well, also it depends on what are you wanting to do in the oil field. If you're wanting to haul pipe or sandboxes, you don't need additional equipment like a hydro pack, a blower to blow off sand, and those require you to have a manual transmission in order for you to use the PTO. And for the blower, it's to blow off sand. You can also anything else like cement or also I think grains they use the blowers for. Hydro packs, I used one for loading and unloading crude oil, and I believe you use the same. It's the same system that is used to haul wastewater in the oil fields. So you definitely going to need a manual transmission. I have a 10-speed, and it's an Eaton Fuller transmission. It's a Mack truck, but the transmission is an Eaton Fuller, and it's a 10-speed. For me, when I installed the blower, it was so easy for them. I mean, I was in and out in almost 4.5 hours. But unfortunately for the guy that was there behind me, I believe he had, I can't remember what transmission, what speed it was. I believe it was a Peterbilt, but I don't know what model it was. Unfortunately for him, the DEF system on that truck, where they needed to install the blower, part of the DEF system was in the way. So he had to pay an extra $4,000 to restructure the equipment on the truck. And I believe they did a DEF delete in order for them to just put a blower on it. And the blower itself was 8.5, so $8,500. He had to pay $4,000 on top of that. So that's pretty big expense. So you want to find out what you want to haul. If you want to haul sand, oil, or water, find out what equipment you're going to need. Well, for sand, you're going to need a blower, and for oil, you're going to need a hydro pack. Call the companies that would install that equipment. So if you're going to haul sand, find a company in your area that will install that blower for a pneumatic trailer, and call them saying, hey, this is what I did before I even purchased my truck. I looked at I kind of narrowed it down to what kind of truck I wanted, and I called them ahead and told them, you know, hey, I'm planning to buy a Mack truck. It's a 10-speed. It's an Eaton Fuller transmission. Would that work? He said, yeah, that would, you know, they will let you know. Yeah, that transmission is going to be good. We'll have no issues installing it. So do that. So find out what speed the transmission is. You know, 9-speed, 10-speed, 18-speed, and the brand of that transmission. And I was told that if it was a Mack transmission, which they have the Super 13, that has you have the high and low splitter between the low gears and the high gears, but you also have the splitter on the side that has the I believe it's like a gears 9 through 8 have a low and high. So that transmission would have not worked for the equipment I was planning to install for the blower. So do that, do your research, call the company that would install that equipment, let them know, and they'll be able to tell you whether that's going to be a good truck to purchase, because you don't want to end up having to find out you're going to have to spend another $4,000 to have that equipment installed. So prevent yourself from some extra expense. Do that first. Call the company and they'll let you know if that truck's going to be compatible for the system that they're going to install. So as far as automatic, I would say if you're going to plan to haul pipe or the sandbox, which is kind of getting popular, I think you'd be okay in doing it. The lease roads that I've been on have not been that bad, but you'll run into some where it's a hilly area. So find out if the leases in your area are pretty flat, and I think you'll be okay if you're going to be hauling pipe and sandbox. But either way, I would still recommend the manual transmission. I would go with that, just to be safe, because who knows, maybe you might want to haul, you know, liquid later or frac sand later, you know, so you have that option as long as you have a manual transmission. But also find out if the equipment that you need is going to be compatible with the truck. So do that. I would recommend you do that for sure before you make that big purchase, if you're planning to buy your own truck and become an owner operator. So that's all I have for you, Steve. I hope that answers your question, and I'll talk to y'all later.